Good morning, family. Welcome to morning.
Bonjour.
Today is Thursday, October 19th, the 6th day of our 21-day prayer tradition. So let's begin by greeting Heavenly Parent and true parents. Chenjin Chan Pumanemge Kyungbe. Prado. Now for our family pledge, let's welcome Pastor Milhan Stevens.
가정 맹세 1. 자녀국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 본향 땅을 찾아 본연의 창조의 상인 지상 천국과 천상 천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다. 2. 자녀국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 장부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 중심, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 성자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 3. 자녀국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 4대 심정권과 3대 왕권과 황족권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 4. 자녀국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님의 창조의 상인 천주대 가족을 형성하여 자유와 평화와 통일과 행복의 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 5. 자녀국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 천상세계와 대상적 지상세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진화할 것을 맹세하나이다. 6. 자녀국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 장부모님의 대신 가정으로서 천원을 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을 주변에 연결시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 7. 자녀국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 본연의 혈통과 연결된 위하는 생활을 통하여 심정문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 8. 자녀국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 자녀국 시대를 맞이하여 절대 신앙, 절대 사랑, 절대 복종으로 신인의 일체 이상을 이루어 지상 천국과 천상 천국의 해방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Thank you, Pastor Milhan. Now for our opening prayer, Mimi-san, could you please pray for us today? You could unmute and pray for us.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Dearest Heavenly Parent, true parent, we gather here before you. We love you so much, and we want to become a filial piety, filial son and daughter, and we really want to unite with the true mother. Heavenly Parent, as the member in America, true mother visited us and abundant blessing and grace. She really gave us. Thank you very much, true mother and true father. And we are now really the Chonshimwon, the place where true father come directly and Heavenly Parent come directly, guide us, talk to us, teach us. Heavenly Parent, thank you so much. The champion Chonshimwon victoriously the result of the Johnson and through mother expanding all over the world and America also, and even the Christian the churches, ACLC ministers really through mother embrace each Christian minister as the relationship mother and the children. Heavenly Parent, we are so grateful through mother's love, and we are grateful also centering Mirhan, Stephen families. We preparing to welcoming our Chonshimwon in Harlem, Manhattan, New York, America, here, the Harlem Center, Harlem Youth Center. And Heavenly Parent, we are so grateful this gathering, your children, our brothers and sisters together study through mother's word and want to become one with true mother's heart. And we really prepare for this 21 day preparing for receiving Chonshimwon and installing Chonshimwon prayer hall. And we are so grateful. I offer this with brothers and sisters prayer through the name of Mimako Yukawa as Blessed Central Family. Adieu.
Adieu. Thank you, Mimi-san. Okay, family. Now it's time for our Godable reading. We're reading from the Mother of Peace, our True Mother's Memoir. Pastor Milhan.
Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you, Mimi-san, for your prayer. And thank you to your parents for this Godable reading. Let's begin.
Welcome to Mother of Peace, and God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. A memoir by Hak Jahan Moon, a production of the Washington Times Global Media Group, narrated by Allison Hiroto. Chapter 10. The Challenge of Realizing a Heavenly World. The Bright Continent. When you go to Africa, you will see it is rich in red and yellow hues. Some areas are covered in fertile red soil, and others with ochre-colored sand. I have been told that Africa means mother or sunlight in different languages. Unfortunately, multitudes of Africans still struggle to acquire the basic daily necessities. European colonizers exploited Africa's riches and did not invest effectively in its development. Even some who strongly believed in God enslaved and enchained their fellow human beings, considering them bereft of a soul. Too few lent a comforting hand or helped them find a way to live, and still fewer gave them words of Christ's love and hope of salvation. The sense of profound grief I felt when I first stepped onto Africa's soil in the 1970s remains in my heart. Over the years, my husband and I sent missionaries to Africa. Rather than invest in building our own churches, these missionaries worked to assist the local population by erecting schools, opening clinics, and building factories. Their gallant efforts were humble contributions in helping to better the lives of others. Nonetheless, their altruistic endeavors did not answer the questions on everyone's minds. Africans would seek out Unification Church missionaries and pastors and ask, "Why do we have to live in such misery? When are true parents coming to see us?" Do true parents truly love us? What do true parents think about Africa? When these heartfelt words crossed oceans and reached my ears, I felt called, and I answered by going to Africa. However, despite my best efforts, it was difficult to meet and speak with everyone I wanted to see and address the myriad complex circumstances afflicting each nation or tribe. Africa's complexity is evident in the multiplicity of faiths, ethnicities, and languages throughout the continent. French-speaking Africa, English-speaking Africa, Islamic Africa, Catholic Africa, and more overlaying the histories of conflicts among tribes. I prayed, how can I help heal this continent's wounds and bring harmony and oneness of heart? As the decades passed, we built the foundation to bring together public sector and private sector leaders of several nations, including traditional chiefs and religious leaders, to discuss interdependence, mutual prosperity, and universal values. I cannot forget the date, January 18th, 2018, the day we held the inaugural 2018 Africa Summit at the Abdou Diouf International Conference Center, CICAD, in Dakar, Senegal. The theme and our hopes were ambitious, building a heavenly Africa through interdependence, mutual prosperity, and universal values. His Excellency Macky Sall, President of the Republic of Senegal, and several former heads of state and prime ministers, as well as current cabinet ministers, parliamentarians, religious leaders, and leading figures from every sphere of society attended the summit. From Algeria in the north to South Africa in the south, 1,200 representatives from 55 nations gathered. The Universal Peace Federation was hosting its largest ever summit in Africa. While Koreans back home battled freezing winds and heavy snow, West Africa was blessed with warm breezes and the equatorial sun. When I stepped off the plane in Dakar, the sons and daughters of Africa welcomed me with great enthusiasm, holding my hands with tears of joy. Following my keynote address at the summit, many of our nonprofit organizations' transformative initiatives that were actively underway in Africa were introduced, including the Semaul New Village Movement, the International Peace Highway Project, and the Sunhawk Peace Prize. Furthermore, through our sponsorship, the International Association of Parliamentarians for Peace, the Interreligious Association for Peace and Development, and the International Association of Traditional Rulers, Chiefs for Peace and Prosperity were launched. On the evening of the summit's plenary, the Little Angels of Korea held a special congratulatory performance. Mesmerized by the songs and dances, the audience cheered and applauded throughout the performance of the drum dance, the fan dance, the folk wedding dance, and arirang. People were moved to tears when the Little Angels sang the Senegalese national anthem in their language and Senegal superstar Ismaël Lo's hit song Dibi Dibi Rek. Everyone was uplifted, and a profound sense of brotherhood and sisterhood permeated the hall. Loud shouts and laughter heightened the sense of hope and joy felt by everyone. It was just the next day that I took the ferry to Gorée Island, which lies off the coast of Dakar, to offer a prayer for the liberation of Africa from the historical pain and suffering caused by the scourge of slavery. God's embrace ends all tears. Before 2018, I had never heard of Gorée, as it is located thousands of miles from Korea. However, as our World Summit Africa 2018 approached, I forged a profound relationship with the island and its history. The bean-shaped island of Gorée is now a tourist attraction, drawing visitors from all over the world. As the ferry sailed from Dakar Harbor across the Azure Sea, tourists from various countries, enthralled by the scenery and atmosphere, were chattering in wonder and taking photos. However, an intense pain arose in my heart. I already was feeling that the bitter tears of grief shed by thousands of captives in transit through that island could fill the world's oceans. The beautiful sight that we were approaching must be the most sorrowful island in the world. Dakar is located along a continental protrusion on the west coast of Africa. It is the closest point of transit from West Africa to North America and Europe. This geographical location may be used for good today, but for nearly 500 years it was a linchpin of the transatlantic slave trade, one of history's cruelest and most inhumane episodes. When European missionaries came to Africa in the name of Christ, the great majority were righteous, but there were also people who failed to remain true to Christ's essence, who prioritized the monetary interests of their respective nations over Jesus' teachings. As European colonizers and their local collaborators exploited the God-given natural resources of Africa, they invested little in educating the people. Instead, they dehumanized and enslaved many of the indigenous people. From the 15th century on, European colonial powers flocked to Africa, plundering the continent's resources and enslaving the local populations. Men, women, and children were placed in chains, forcibly taken to Gorée Island, and shipped off to slavery in Europe and the Americas. While at Gorée Island, captives were chained so heavily that it was nearly impossible for them to walk. They were starved until just before being sold at auction, when they were force-fed a diet of beans so they would gain weight. If they became seriously ill aboard the slave ship, they were thrown overboard into the ocean. The once peaceful island of Gorée was a slave camp filled with screams, tears, and grief. The slave trade continued for hundreds of years, and it is estimated that more than 20 million Africans were sold into slavery, many passing through the house of slaves on Gorée Island. No one knows how many innocent lives were lost at sea during the voyages. As the true mother, it broke my heart to know that such atrocities were committed by many who prayed in the name of Jesus Christ. Knowing these things, I wanted to visit Gorée Island and liberate the historical agony and heartbreak of all the Africans who suffered due to the scourge of slavery.
Thank you for listening to Godable. Visit motherofpeacebook.com.
Thank you, God, and your parents for these words today. Yes, this is the responsibility of our true mother, who has to see and feel the pain and suffering of God's people, to liberate, to educate, to love, forgive. You know, the one thing that struck me was that mother did not know about the history of this place until 2018. You might think, well, isn't she the mother of peace? Doesn't she know everything and just feel everyone's pain? No, someone had to show her. Someone had to take initiative to lead a trip to Gorée Island so that mother can be present to the suffering that's of our past. And I also feel the responsibility too, that the mother needs us to take responsibility on the ground, people around me. She can't do it by herself. We have to do it. We have to, and if there's a way to make a path for mother to come here, that's our responsibility. So let's look at the highlights. You're talking about Africa. This part is kind of a sensitive part. I'm sure many African people and African Americans sometimes wonder, is a lot of injustice. A lot of African Americans are not treated like everybody else. And the question kind of comes back to, well, do true parents see us? Do true parents understand? And again, we have to show true parents. We have to, but once we do, mother will understand. She will feel intimately the pain of our past and pave a way for the future. Nonetheless, their altruistic endeavors did not answer the questions in everyone's minds. So this was some other answers to this question by going to Goree Island and liberating African people. Africa's complexity is evident in the multiplicity of faiths, ethnicities, languages throughout the continent. So Africa has been, the resources and the people have been abused for personal gain, profit, and not just countries, but religions just expanded there and just did what they could. She prayed. I prayed, how can I help heal this continent's wounds and bring harmony and oneness of heart? But she had to go there and pray. True parents pray too. They don't always know the answer. You need heaven's help too. So this was wise, and I do believe we need to pray first before we start trying to solve problems and throw money at things. No, we have to pray first. Do we feel really what the problem is? How complex it is? So this is why the Chanchamun is so important, because all of our problems are too complex to solve. It's just our own idea. So she's listing the associations, and this one here I always forget. I didn't know existed. Of course, we've heard about the interreligious International Association of Parliamentarians for Peace, IAPP and IAPD, Interreligious Association for Peace and Development. But have you heard about the International Association of Traditional Rulers, Chiefs for Peace and Prosperity? Maybe not. And so this is specifically for Africa, and it seems like for areas where there isn't really a government. Certainly we don't exclude places that don't have a parliament. So naturally there's an association for rulers, chiefs. Very thoughtful. I thought this part was cool, just Dibby Rec. Sounds cool. Senegalese national anthem. So again, singing the songs and the culture. These things are to be, we should have the different cultures represented, not just Korean. Feeling that the bitter tears of grief shed by thousands of captives in transit through that island could fill the world's oceans. Yeah. It's hard to imagine the cruelty. But this is what happens, okay? This is the unfortunate consequence when we don't have a relationship with God. That we can have, apply a theory, some kind of theory that, a certain group of people are not human. And so we can treat them like a commodity and justify cruelty. It's unfortunately, this is the consequence when we don't define our relationship with God. We don't treat each other like we would want to be treated. That is the consequence. So no matter how good the world seems to make to be, or how we advance science and understanding, it's fundamentally we need to clarify our relationship with God to prevent these things from ever happening in the future. prioritize the monetary interests of their respective nations over Jesus' teachings. I do feel Mother's pain that Christianity was caught doing this. She's like, she was feeling like, how sad God must be that anyone would represent God and do these things. Frankly, I think this is one of God's greatest pains, that religion was used for evil and gave God a bad name. Can you imagine, you are being dehumanized and and they call themselves from Christ or from God. Talk about, gosh, and how much you would hate God in that circumstance. So that's why I'm so hopeful with True Parents, that we, for the first time, can properly represent God's voice, how God truly feels about human history and about today. So this is something that we should be very hopeful for. So yes, that's my reflection today. So much. Back to you.
Thank you, Pastor Milha. All right, brothers and sisters, let's take a few moments to share our reflections, and we'll be back in 5 minutes. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you had a good sharing. Henry-san, can you please share with us? Very interesting.
Yeah. We recall that we stay in Harlem over 12 years, and with AME minister, African Methodist Church. His name is Reverend Robinson. They at that time they invite African missionary, African people from Africa. Just there, when they arrived America, until they find job, they put revolution, put them free of charge in their state, and we met several black people who is a Christian or minister, but come from Africa. So really, I felt really Christian through them. I felt really true spirit of Christian. And thank you.
Thank you, Henry. Okay, brothers and sisters, we're going to start our 7 minutes unison prayer soon. I'd just like to remind everybody that today's day 6 of our 21-day prayer condition to establish the Chenchenwan in Harlem. So if you could remember that in your prayers today. So, brothers and sisters, let's begin our 7 minutes unison prayer. Shija. Most beloved
Good
Heavenly
morning, Heavenly Parent. Good
Divine
morning,
God,
true
our
parents,
Heavenly
Heavenly
Parents,
and then true parents.
Heavenly Parent,
And gather here to pray. Heavenly
for
Parent, true
the
parents,
amazing
this
true
day
parents,
for
Heavenly
mother
Parents.
we have,
for
8,000-year-old mother.
Pray for
Charlie is 80 plus years asleep.
long life for good
She's
health.
experiencing the 8,000 years of history in her own
Heavenly
life.
Parents,
By peace, Father. Grateful, Father,
Heavenly
even
good health.
and Sayaka-san and
Pray for those
Boki and
parents
Emika,
that
daughter.
pray for unity
Pray
and
that
spiritual
with
years
and the Chenchenwan and Harlem, Father, that through his presence of his family, this particular prayer room can be open. He can guide brothers and sisters to really hear your voice directly. Step by step, learn how to pray with sisters in Harlem, with the brothers and sisters anywhere, Father. Thank you for a true mother who has that ability, Father, to learn very, very quickly. To also be connected to you in a way that allows you to speak to us in a very clear fashion. She's not our elder sister, she's not our spiritual mother, she's the mother of all mankind. And finally, we're able to raise that little child. So appreciate, even from the distance, Jesus being Messiah. That doesn't really cover the anointed for what? Messiah, anointed to be the father of mankind. Did not accomplish that because there was no spouse. He was cut off and given a spouse. And this is so tragic. To be said at the same time, my heart goes out to Mother Mary, Joseph, and to all those in a position of knowing now what their role should have been. Founded by Daimonim, founded by Jumonim, Korean people have gone all these amazing experiences and have gone through them. At the same time, they have come back.
Vision for health,
And also
relationship,
Tripping to a world with
stock Sarkozy.
in the near phase of your life,
The parent,
as you
Bishop
in the phase of
attention,
Hayes,
to
learn,
establishing
grow,
who's in the spirit world now, that all these lives and these brothers and sisters
to harvest
to brothers and sisters in Israel to be
Mother,
liberated, like that
next
Fefman
time
has
stand
experienced, helping this young girl
enter the lives,
to
harvest
feel liberated, to go
realization,
to the place of destiny, not to stay around and question why did I have to
they
go
too
through
can come
this.
here and
so
pray
that she works
Oh, Father, for
to a place where they know
her faith continuing, even she's now, Father, she doesn't have a spouse or family.
naturally create an environment.
Thanks for Henry and you, Mimi, you covered.
these organizations,
Brothers and sisters,
vicious organizations,
all means, Father, for
For the longest time, we've been receiving
so
marching
many
orders.
have
be a family
activities
consolidated.
happening in the
Now, God, it's time
so
for
blessed
Father,
families
loss of
over here,
heaven
the
directed
Helens,
for her
Father,
specific.
the church,
and
to Margaret's, Father, for
I hope
the
that we
Lutzes,
can
the Pierre Louis,
harvest
Father,
I'm
peace
afraid to
Hauskis,
step out.
Owls,
in our lives,
Cruises,
People, the good news.
kitchen and peace
the
people,
iPad, the
the Lord
sister,
lives,
your family, Greens again, his family, and
free from fear, Lord.
the Santos,
Father, my
the
mother, the
Vallejos,
Rodney,
Mayos, Pablos, the Miles,
my mother,
Fumiko Smokenfeld, some Fumiko's White family, Murphy Ismail's family, and
brings you
Unsuk family.
to pray for
Father,
my
we're here. We need
ancestors,
to gather,
the
yeah,
champion,
help each other, support each other, Father, work
Diana,
together.
Cecilia,
Father, the
Reconcile
alleviate
all
the
of our
suffering
differences.
heart of all those families,
Christina,
Kiluba family,
Rosa,
Saki family,
Eugene,
Hoffman family, Father,
Dennis,
also
all
the Franks
things
family, Father, all the
put together,
families that
ancestors to pray
are
to champion
going through it
generations.
right now as we speak with the parent. Parent, there's so much to be resolved, and then ultimately
Lord,
it's to be resolving
I'd
your
like to pray for my family from
heartfelt
Bosnia
difficulty, Father, for even having
Israel,
repented of having created us, the parent. So you felt sorry at the time of Noah that you made us, Father, because we're so
all of us,
The mother
revolting,
can be
Father.
strengthened.
So animals are beautiful,
Help
Father, wonderful.
and care.
When you look at your children, Father, they're worse.
Gucci and Aline,
They're total beasts.
We do need a little more time,
Yeah,
and the children,
angels that have
John Lucky,
gone off. I mean,
so
starting with us
how
right
much
here.
you have
blessed
Lord,
repented
restore
that you
us.
created
I'd
Lucifer,
like to
created all these angels that have
How
gone
ought to be
against
done.
you. Nevertheless, you love them.
City that most
Love them always. You will always
bring
love
all the
them, even through
ethnicities
the most
together,
cruel
religious
tortures
backgrounds
and
and
difficulties and pain and suffering,
City
Father.
Italian Mauro,
And
break
even the
through,
most
struggle, examples,
difficulties, Father.
models,
Bruce,
Challenges, Father, that
Al,
people have the moment of death.
ministry.
Pray that they can be
Take this
easily
seriously.
being lifted out.
Thank you, everyone, for your prayers. Do we have any announcements? You know, today's a special day for Pastor Milhan and the chess ministry. We really want to wish him good luck.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know some people are coming, like Joel, Evan, Josh, and of course people in the house. So it's going to be fantastic already. Attendance is looking good. Ayumi, actually, Hiroki, I think Hiroki, or I think maybe Hiroki was asking me if he can invite his friends, you know.
Oh.
I got to make a flyer or something. I honestly, I do think next week will be better because and there's also a community walk today. You know, I got the t-shirts, these orange t-shirts, going to go walk around Harlem with Apostle Ramos. So the timing is interesting. It'll be right after the chess. So maybe some people can join. Very good. But yeah.
I'm happy that Hiroki has friends. He's made friends at school. That's great.
May I ask? Sorry. May I ask whether the tables are gonna be inside or outside?
Inside.
Inside.
Mhm.
And it should be nice weather today too, so people
Oh,
can come out.
that's good to hear.
Yeah, it's not supposed to rain till tomorrow.
Oh, oof. Dodge that one.
Yeah. Ayumi must be excited because she likes to play chess too. So
Yeah, I hype it up. You can imagine. So
good.
I'm excited.
And do we have any other announcements? Anyone?
And any more info on the Terry Wharton event?
Yeah, so Sunday, 10 a.m. It has been confirmed. And the information has been sent to headquarters, so we should have a page for him soon, if not up already.
So you won't be with our church on Sunday then, right?
I haven't told Psyche yet, so but that is the plan. I'm not emceeing or giving the address because Dr. Kim will be there, so he's going to give the Shanghai address. So, but I do plan to be there to help this Sunday.
A theological seminary in Philadelphia is teaching religion.
What's his name?
Yeah, he's loved by many people.
Maybe they are not Hindu. They married her. She married a Hindu.
With that Rita?
So we'll send out a message about that.
Hindu religion, yeah.
With a name like Rita?
She's a deeply Hindu.
You too. Okay. All right. Everyone say thank you.
I would say thank you everyone for coming. We have a great day. God bless you.
Bye.
Bye.